Welcome back to The Good Talk, our post-game recap and Q&A show where we discuss the game that we just played and answer all your burning questions, both Warhammer and otherwise. We just came off of a fantastic game between the forces of the brand new Tyranid book and the Grey Knights. Of course, we're going to spoil the heckins out of this, so if you haven't watched the game, you better skedaddle and go check it out later on.
Yeah, watch out.
Having said that, it was an amazing game, right?
It was great. It was crazy. It was also like maddening.
It was
like
so frustrating.
we just kept denying each other.
Yeah.
We were just
Yeah.
two psychic armies just having at it, trying to stop each other from doing their thing, and nothing was consistent. Nothing was consistent.
Yeah.
And so it was really hard to judge when I could get my spells off.
Mm-hmm.
Could I do the ritual this turn? Could I get points? Most of the time, the answer was no.
Right? Turns out.
Maddening is
not
a good
enough.
word for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so mad. Like, nothing went to plan ever.
Yeah.
For both of us.
Right.
We just were thrown curveball after curveball. You know, we still scored our points.
Yeah.
Sometimes more successfully than
Hey,
others.
if this was a tournament, then we would have scored pretty high, I think.
It's pretty high scoring, and it was ultimately close. I did not know who was going to win. I even felt disadvantaged throughout much of it. So
I thought it was like once the librarian came out, once the dread started doing
Yep.
stuff, I was like, oh, this is a nail in the coffin. He's going to lose so many units.
Same.
And then my psychic didn't come together, and then my shooting wasn't the best, and it just rolled out where the Maliceptor was then alive on like 3 wounds or
that
something.
was wild.
Crazy. So it was a good game. I did not see it coming, and it was a good good result.
It was really good. With our games, well, especially with the Grey Knight games, it's always interesting to see the escalation of the first few turns. We're kind of like just toeing in, trying to trade back and forth, and then one of us has to commit.
sure.
And this game, actually, you kind of committed, but it forced me to commit in a riskier fashion.
Yeah.
And you just slapped me down.
Dude.
The Warriors, not an MVP. And yeah, I thought I was done then. I was just like, you baited me out, you made me the play, and it worked really well. So I just had this final extra punch.
Yeah, the parasite. And of course, the tyrant continues to be the bane of my existence. I thought I was going to get him this time. I was like, oh, this last turn, he's not going to have anywhere to go.
It's so good. Overrun and the flyaway / burrow, so powerful. But yeah, MVP for sure is the parasite. He did something. Still hasn't.
A lot, actually.
Did a lot.
At the end, really came out. Yeah.
Exactly. And a lot of it comes down to, frankly, that the warlord trait. It's not even the parasite. It's the alien cunning warlord trait. Makes him count as OBSEC, and 5 models, and can fall back or advance and do actions.
Yeah.
Now, it is kind of uniquely positioned because the parasite's fast and infantry and hard to kill, actually. So it's a nice little tech combination. I'm a big fan of.
He's a character.
Is it a character? Yeah.
It is a character,
Okay.
yeah.
You already have utility in the mindset of playing him, so it's not like you're running up like a tyrant to do that, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
You want to just have him shoot in and do his thing. Maybe he kills some infantry, but he's really just there to score points.
Exactly.
So I like it. Yeah. Look, I was so ready to give the MVP to Librarian. I misplayed him. I will give you that. Like, who knew I was going to do 1 mortal wound with a super smite. But that's how it goes.
That was not your fault.
But I think it's the Interceptor still.
Yeah.
It has to be an infantry. Dreads didn't perform as well as I'm used to in their shooting. But I think the Interceptors or the Strikes maybe did really, really well.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Super good.
You used them really well. The Interceptor's speed was so critical, denying those banners throughout the game.
Yes. The one living denied you banners for another turn.
So big.
It was good. I liked it. And then the data slate, super good. It actually came into play.
It was huge, it felt.
Yeah. We actually felt like the power come back into the marine bodies.
Yeah.
It definitely doesn't feel bad that everyone has 2 damage anymore. At least you have the extra negate and AP.
Yeah. Totally agree. And with that having been said, if you guys have any more questions about the game, feel free to ask us. We've got the NID books in hand. And of course, the data slate is here, so we're happy to talk about it. With that having been said, let's dive on in and take a look at these questions.
Yeah, we've got quite a few here. Thank you, King Temperin. Horus Heresy, let's go. You guys have to let me know if you're starting a Dark Angels Horus Heresy army. I happen to have an extra 4-draw transfer sheet I can send you for the Lion.
For the Lion! Like, we'll definitely hit you up if we end up doing that. We're getting started with obviously the Night Lords, and some of us have existing collections, Thousand Suns, Fists, and we have friends that have access to other ones. But we'll see.
Yeah, we weirdly have a very thriving, or especially did have a very thriving heresy community in the Bay Area. Honestly, when I was playing a few years back, I think I've honestly played against every faction. I was thinking about this the other day.
Wow.
If there's, I think the only faction I never played against in the Bay Area was Ultramarines, weirdly. And they're super cool in heresy, actually.
Yeah.
But lots of stuff here. Lots of weird stuff. Mechanicus, Dark Mechanicus.
Oh.
A lot of stuff here, yeah.
Whoa.
Mechanicus.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Dark Mechanicus, Solar Ox, and like the militia factions.
So cool.
They wreck Space
Yeah.
Marines.
Oh,
All of them.
come
Space Marines
on.
are like at the bottom.
No.
Or at least they were. They're like,
We're only gonna
man,
play Space Marines.
things just like pick up.
Yeah,
Space
like I only
Marines.
think of Space Marines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But huh, yeah,
We'll
they
see.
were there too.
Solar Ox, like these
Yeah.
elite humans in
Yeah.
this game, they just pick up Space
Oh,
Marines.
that's so
like,
dumb.
It's nasty.
No.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
But let us know what you guys think of Horus
Yeah.
Heresy. Your excitement will get us more excited. So
Totally.
yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you, Errata. Looking to choose my Horus Heresy Legion. Tyranids, how would you rank the Primarchs from chill to absolutely zero chill? Please don't murder me.
That's
question.
pretty funny.
Look, I think rather than I don't think we can go through all 18.
Who's like top 3, bottom 3?
And I don't know, Errata, do you mean chill like cool, or do you mean like actually chill?
As in, like, if you were to meet him in person,
Yeah.
will you be like, please don't murder me, or like, oh, I'm in good company here?
Yeah.
Like, am I?
Yeah.
I think like who's on the chill side? Magnus for sure is on the chill side.
He's like a diva, but
He's a diva, but he's not gonna just
Yeah.
kill you.
Wow. That's impressive.
he might on accident.
He might on accident.
Might be a mistake,
Yeah,
yeah.
It's
yeah.
not really his fault.
It's not exactly his fault, but
Yeah,
he might
yeah.
on accident.
I think Vulcan's chill.
Vulcan's chill. Yeah, I mean, like I think of those two right there, and Guilliman and
Guilliman, yeah.
as like
Yeah.
true good guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
like maybe like we have those alignment charts. Those
Right.
guys are like, I think of true like really a good guy is like a neutral good
Yeah.
person.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
always think lawful good is like always good, right? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Guilliman is not lawful good. He like he worked with elves when he came back.
Well, here's the thing. So lawful good just means that you have a set of principles that you stick to rigidly.
Could be very
And-
bad principles.
Yeah. Well, kind of. His principle is for the good of the Imperium, and so he will
I
do whatever
see.
it takes.
I see. Okay, well, aside from that,
Sorry, yeah.
no, that's a fair point. Who else is chill? Like what baddies are chill?
There's
Magnus.
Sanguinius as well.
I think. Oh, I was gonna put Sanguinius on the bottom of the chart.
As in
Not chill.
Not chill at all?
He's just so. I said he like Magnus is a diva.
Yeah.
Sanguinius is like so
He-
much drama all the time.
Yeah, he's all
but he's not
drama
gonna
all
kill
the time.
you, is he?
Oh right. I
Maybe
guess that was
not.
part
I
of
don't
it.
know.
He probably won't kill you.
Lehman Russ is not chill, John. Lehman, I don't know. I guess he's chilling away. Who's not chill?
Okay, so
Angron.
Angron,
His name is basically
Yeah.
Oh,
the
yeah,
word
yeah.
angry.
Conrad Kurz.
Angron and start from there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Angron is the worst. I don't think Dorn is chill. Dorn is very uptight.
But he won't kill you.
He won't kill you, but he's uptight.
He's super uptight.
The two weird legions, I call these two the weird legions.
Alpha Legion,
No, they're weird because they're like,
Iron Warriors.
yeah, I'm gonna like offend somebody saying this. They're like the two you forget about. It's Iron Warriors
Wow.
and Iron Hands. Frankly, are the two that are like, oh yeah, that's right, they exist.
Wait, what's your?
Those
What does that have to do with
two-
being chill? Or are you just throwing out shade?
Yeah, I guess neither of them are that chill or that unchill. That's why you forget about them. They're just like, those are like the middle of the road factions.
Iron Warriors are definitely not chill. They're like really, really grumpy. And Iron
They're
Hands
grumpy.
they're kind of psycho, but at the same time they are. I don't know. They're
Yeah.
okay, I think.
This is tough. I mean, honestly, Hirata, you've asked an hour's long question.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a can of worms.
It's a can of worms.
Philosophers have asked this question for many decades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know.
Alpha Legion will one will be crazy and one won't be, and then you'll be like really confused.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. You never know who you're getting.
Errata, I want to know if you who to pick. Pick what looks cool. Playstyles are interesting. One thing that's really weird, Ultramarines are really like Tau-like in Horus Heresy. They have almost kind of like a marker-like type system. They have a lot of like high synergy. They're super cool. Pick who you think is cool. That's
and what looks good.
do.
You know, it's like confession time. Like I don't think Dorn is that interesting of a character.
Oh,
I don't think he is. But like the fists, I love the
like the
color
fists.
scheme.
Yeah,
and I love the fortification aspect, which is totally a thing in Horus Heresy. Like the shield wall is really cool rules.
I actually picked Thousand Suns because I think they're my favorite Space Marine Legion. Good year baddie, right? But I actually don't love the way they look, even with the candy coat that the red one they do, or the one I did. Just like that red, the cooler colors are Sons of Horus and Alpha Legion. Those are like
Imperial Fists.
Imperial Fist, yeah. Actually, honestly, White Scars look really cool in Heresy. Good luck. Let us know what you pick, obviously, because I just want to see what people pick.
Yeah.
Thank you, Stir Crazy. With the new data slate updates, what army do you feel is the worst that has a codex, and why is it always Necrons?
Yeah, Necrons are just in the corner like, hey, I'm still here, guys. Still here.
Yeah.
They got slapped down again.
I wish the list had been a new list and like added, and we were like we go through everything is core, and like when a Necron
core.
we were talking about what core meant, John and I before the stream.
Yeah.
And it means like part of it is you think of that thing as being iconic, but also in game it's like you need that, and I'm just imagining like a Necron Lord going to like an Overlord being like, all right, headed off to battle. He's like, okay, what do you need? He's like, everything is like kind of everything.
Just like 3 of everything.
I'll take everything. It is all core.
Oh, that's amazing. I love it.
We can't go without it.
Well, hopefully,
losers. Big losers. Necrons, yeah.
You say orcs. Seems probably.
I don't know if they're at the bottom, but they're not winners. The Necrons are pretty far down.
How do demons fare? Did anything happen?
They got nothing, which means they went down. You know, when everyone's elevated except for you.
When suddenly you kill.
A lot of Imperium went up. So it's like now
Shocking.
it's almost like, in the scheme of things, they're probably going to lose more games.
It's the year of chaos. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thank you, Itsuka. Hey, Titans, new to your channel, already loving your videos.
Oh, welcome.
Keep up the amazing work. Anyway, I'm currently building an Imperial Knights list, 500 to 1,000 points. Any suggestions as to what units to run?
Heck yeah.
Well, welcome to the channel, first of all, Itsuka.
Welcome.
Happy to have you. So it's always tough right before the launch of a new book, right? But I think if I was a gambling man, I would be considering Armiger builds. I think they play the missions really well right now. They just gives you more units, more obsec bodies, things like that. So I would look at fewer big knights and more Armigers, frankly.
It's kind of the play style of the game, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that'd be my bet, just broadly speaking.
Can I also ask, I've never built a Knights list. When you build a Knights list, I imagine to some degree it has a little bit of this AOS problem where you get to like 1890 and you're like, oh.
Yep.
So what can I fit?
Yeah. And I'm imagining Armigers help with that a little bit better than.
Nah, because it's like 150 point chunks, and like the upgrades on them are like you have the 5 points or the free stubber or a 10-point melty gun. You know.
Okay.
What happens a lot, at least when I'm making lists for the channel, is like there's a 15-point missile rack and there's a 45-point missile rack. And honestly, I at least till today like the 15-point one better because it shoots out on line of sight. But sometimes you just gotta fill those points, so let's take the big one. Yeah. So yeah.
Interesting.
But hopefully in the new book there might be some more granularity to it as we see all the like chapter commands and other upgrades coming in. So that can maybe help with some of that.
The Armiger kit is so cool. I actually, full circle into earlier question, one of the last things I did for Heresy is buy a box of these.
Really?
Yeah, and I ultimately just gave them to somebody local.
It's a great time to start, right? Definitely wait and see, but also magnetize. Take your time with Knights, right? Because there's not a huge model count, so you can take your time with each of those models
That's right.
Yeah.
and build them out the way you want, magnetize away those options, and Yeah, you'll be ready, man.
Magnets
It's
are
awesome.
your friends.
If you're painting them, airbrush or not, sub-assemblies are awesome there. Thank you, Hurt Locker. Watching you
Yo.
guys for years. Keep up the great work.
Thanks
With
so
the
much.
changes to armor, do the swords look better now compared to the halberds for Grey Knights?
Oh yeah, what do you think, John?
That's a really good question. Look, I think it's swords.
Because
right?
they give you more AP.
It's more AP. You're seeing it matter more now than ever. And then really the halberds, what made them good was a lot of T3, right? And you don't see that as much anymore. Yeah, we'll probably see more sisters
And guard.
and guard, but AP also matters against sisters now.
And not against guard.
And not against guard. But, I don't know.
It's
Guard.
almost like
You're probably
can't-
killing the guard either way.
Guard.
Right.
AP2 is actually straight through anyways.
But less Drukari now. A lot of the Nids nowadays, the AP probably feels a lot better. Did the strength matter at all? The strength kind of mattered, huh?
It's
see that? I
5
feel like
to
you're-
6.
I feel like you're either 7 or 8 or just T4. I guess you have some Termagants. No.
Warriors are T5.
Yeah,
There's
Warriors
T3.
T5.
They're pretty. Yeah.
It's all over the place.
It's all over the place.
Sorry. What's
Yeah,
the strength of a halberd?
it's 6. Swords are 5. AP3, AP2. Both 2
Yeah.
damage.
Yeah.
So
I
that-
agree.
In general, the swords are better against no, because they have more AP.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's super compelling, especially if you start seeing these more and more Marines, because it's such a wide-reaching change. It's not just regular Marines. It's Grey Knights, it's Thousand Sons, it's Death Guard, it's Chaos Space Marines.
Yeah.
And then of course Sisters and everything. I don't know. I think it's big.
Yeah. I think swords slightly more than halberds. But look, I might just panic and go falchions, right? And just go number of attacks.
Neither.
Mortal wounds. Yeah. For sure.
Thank you, Lawrence. Hey, Adrian, what unique unit would you add to Genestealer costs to increase roster variety? I'd like a unit of familiars with demo charges strapped to their backs. That's cool.
That sounds amazing.
Unit, right? They have so many characters. What unit would you add?
I know they have so many characters. I would still like another. Oh, that's tough actually. I'm torn because I've wanted things like a bigger rig with like a bunch of dudes like hanging off it, like a GSD kill rig kind of thing.
I said before this last book came out that I really wanted. He didn't ask me, so sorry, Lawrence. But
Yeah.
I said I wanted like a medical evac style helicopter unit, like
that'd be
that looked
cool.
kind of like a mining thing.
yeah.
Like maybe has some floaties on it,
Floaties?
or like
yeah.
almost like scaffolding on the bottom of
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
like to like land
That'd
and
be
have
sick.
like these
That'd be cool.
something like that.
I would also like lifters, like almost like Sentinel kind of lifters,
Yes.
like power lifter
Yes.
things.
Oh, that's cool.
yeah.
Yeah, but they have so many characters, and they added another character, which she's not even bad, but she's just bad compared to all the other characters, which are amazing.
Yeah.
So you'll never see
It
her.
only takes so
Everybody's
many.
getting a character though, right?
What a big,
Everyone's getting a character.
what a big like Tonka truck train or crane thing.
Ooh,
Yeah.
You just
yeah.
like it comes with like a remote control and you can like knock models over.
sounds
Oh, you
amazing.
actually want the remote?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, just
All
like-
right. It'd be a far diversion of what they typically release, but I do like it.
It's just an idea.
Yeah, I like you
Do
spitballing.
Have you guys ever played
Yes, Tonka trucks.
Carcassonne, the game Carcassonne with the little
Yeah,
tiles?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They have like these expansions for Carcassonne, and they're mostly all cool. They're like subtle.
Yeah.
One of the expansions for Carcassonne, if we have any Carcassonne fans, introduced for some reason a physical catapult that you use to launch and like knock the tiles off.
What?
And like mess. If you go in Board Game Geek, it's like rate the lowest expansion to a game of all time. It like totally just changed the game in this way that was like.
Yeah, not
Carcassonne is
interesting.
basically like tiles for millennials, right?
Yeah,
Or like
yeah.
it's like dominoes for millennials, right? You can just sit there and play card. This is like suddenly out of nowhere. Hey, want to like shoot each other's tiles? Such a weird. It's so weird. Yeah.
I love it.
That's the left turn Bordercade should take.
That's not
Yeah.
remote control models.
I'm into it.
Thank you, Lawrence, and thank you, John. The age of the WG Terminator. What is WG Terminator? And Dread List has begun. Why can't we think of what WG is?
Wally.
Nope. Still thinking about remote control robotic things, John. Wait, we'll come back to it. WG Terminator and Dread List has begun. Space Wolf's Rune Priest casting Stormcaller, followed by Cloaked by the Storm.
Wolfguard.
Wolfguard Terminator. There you go, Adrian. The age of Wolfguard, Terminator, and Dreadless has begun. Rune Priest casting Stormcaller, followed by Cloaked by the Storm for 2 CP seems nice and tanky.
Oh my god.
Run it, dude.
Oh my
Like this is.
God.
These are things, like if it's the first day that the data slate came out, there's so much to dive into. There's so many options available to us now. So many more things are viable. This is one of them.
That's so good.
It's cool.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Space Wolves are, I mean, yeah, that's a faction we haven't even talked about today. Like,
It's a 0-up save in the open.
they're a little more interesting. Ooh, I'm jealous as a Daliath stealth.
Yeah, you like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, I wanted to have the
Wow.
highest open save.
John, that's amazing. That's wow. That's John.
That John. This John?
Oh,
That John.
This John
This
too.
is
Though.
John.
This John like Space Wolves.
They're cool.
Okay.
Well, I'll have to try them out.
Thanks again, Hymnos. All right, Titan Bros, time to get real.
All right, let's do
What
it.
color Power Ranger would everyone in the Titans crew be, and what dinosaurs would they pilot?
Oh, specifically dinosaurs. So this actually narrows it down. I like it. I like it.
Good. It's good.
We're
It's good.
Look, I don't want to have strong opinions.
No,
like-
we want to see you. Have
Obviously,
I wanna
obviously
hear.
Red Ranger.
I'm the Red Ranger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I go with that.
I'm feeling green for Zach.
Isn't the Green Ranger's name Zach? In the first Power Rangers that came out in the U.S.,
That could be very possible.
there was a Zach. I think it actually might be. Okay. I don't know what any of this means, by the way. I only watched the show like in early high school.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is freaking weird. This is like the
fair.
first thing like that
Yeah.
was on like cable
Yeah,
TV.
Yeah.
in the
Definitely,
US.
definitely.
And
about
then
you?
I don't know. I'm going to say White Ranger because he's the coolest. But I'm obviously
John,
I
you are
could
the
go
White
white or
Ranger.
black.
They're both pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Um,
But dinosaurs?
yeah.
And what were even the dinosaurs? I mean,
You would be T-Rex. Red was T-Rex.
Okay. Oh, right, because it's assigned.
But I mean, we can choose also different dinosaurs.
No, I'm not even remembering. So
I'm
I like
forgetting my
T-Rex.
I'm forgetting my dinosaurs, to be honest. What's the one Pellis with the back long?
Brontosaurus.
Bronta, isn't that the long neck? No.
Yeah. Isn't that what you
No,
just showed
no,
us?
no. It has the plates on the back sticking up.
Stegosaurus?
Stegosaurus.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like Stegosaurus would go to Zach. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Or either
For
that
sure.
or the one with the tail and the.
Oh
Ankylosaur.
yes.
John doesn't know any dinosaurs. We're actually learning John knows almost no dinosaurs. Adrian weirdly knows. Adrian and I
them all.
are actually pretty good on dinosaurs. This is interesting. This is really the
Look,
hidden
there's a
gem.
lot of gaps in my. A lot of gaps.
Between the three of us, we're able to answer this question.
Right.
John knows everything about Power Rangers, but nothing about dinosaurs.
Interesting intersection. Hey,
Yeah.
hopefully that was helpful. Who knows?
Yeah, hopefully Hymnos was helpful, but thank you as always. And thank you, Jesplux.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna read this. We're just gonna read this. It's
Oh,
gonna
no.
happen. Here we go.
Yeah.
Biggest food surprise for me was while in Japan, a friend having me try without telling me what it was, breaded and fried fish milt, which is a sperm sac.
Go.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Yeah, imagine. I gotta say, I could not eat eyes. I would struggle. I've watched that show. Remember, like when Joe Rogan was hosting that Fear Factor show,
Yeah.
and I have spiders dumped on me or snakes.
Yeah.
None of that would bother me. Like jump from a tractor trailer to another tractor trailer, like on a rig. I'm like, look, they're not gonna let me die while I'm on the show. I'd be like, but if they made me eat an eyeball, I'd be like, oh god.
Really?
An eyeball would be. I bet when you bite into it, like you feel all the lenses separate.
Oh, wait, do you have to
There's
chew it or
definitely
can you
different
just swallow
textures
it?
in there.
That's it. That's the problem, right? You know
Yeah.
there's gonna be, and this is actually my problem with chicken.
There
chicken.
could be a pop in there too.
There could be a pop and a goo.
Ew. What if you just swallow? I would just swallow it.
I don't know that like the one that they had to eat was big. It
It's big.
was like a sheep.
Yeah, it depends on what fish. Because like some fish have like big old eyes, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know that the one that I saw was a fish. I think it was a cow or a sheep.
I
or something.
dissected a sheep one when I was a kid.
Nope. No.
Yeah. It
I
was
couldn't do that.
weird.
No.
Interesting.
I don't even like seafood. That's
Yeah,
the problem.
he's definitely not going to eat.
I'm out.
Nobody thinks it's a
I'm
fish but you, John.
He's not going to eat fish sperm if he won't even eat fish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I thought we're on eyes still, but yeah.
No. Let's go back to eyes. Yeah, that sounds horrible.
Thank you, Harry. Harry.
What's up, Harry?
Gabby is cheering for the Nids. Go, Adrian.
Woo! We did it!
Yay,
Hopefully,
yay.
And the Nids.
happy with the result.
You made Gabby happy too.
You're welcome.
Like it was a hard fought battle, but we won in the end.
Yeah. Thank you, Magnus, as always. What up, fam?
Hey,
Death Guard only. Oh boy. Death Guard only drink milk that is chewable.
Oh.
You plus your Primarch husband are going on a double date with Mortarion and his husband.
Okay.
Why is Bridger married to Morty now? Where is dinner? What excuse are you using to leave early?
Oh my god. Well, given all that, like it sounds like Bridger and Morty actually have very similar preferences on food. Chunky, maybe old Taco Bell.
Oh my gosh.
It's tough because you can't use the normal excuses. You can't be like, oh, I'm not feeling well. I must have eaten something funny. And they'll be like, perfect. We'll come to
Is like Mortarion gonna get mad because like this new thing that as I approach the age of 40, I have this thing where like if I'm in an awkward situation, I'm pretty comfortable nowadays being like, hey guys, I'm gonna go. This is weird. I'm out. Call me later when you're not weird anymore. I think I would try that. I'd be comfortable doing that to Bridger. Can you do that to Mortarion?
I mean, he's definitely going to hold a grudge. The guy is really petty.
Yeah.
Do I care? I don't know.
Well, that's the other thing. Is like, is it such a bad thing if you don't
It
see
seems like a toxic relationship.
with Bridger?
Bridger and
or Zach?
Mortarion?
Bridger and Mortarion.
But it's important that you have a relationship with Mortarion because it's with Zach. I mean, Bridger. That's important.
Yeah,
you know?
I
this
guess I
person's
would-
not important to you, but Bridger is. So Mortarion should be important to you too.
Sure. Aw, that's sweet.
But if John's right, it's a toxic relationship. And I care about Bridger.
Yeah. That's if you think there's something there, then we should probably talk. What's happening?
Magnus, thank you. I don't know how to go further with this one.
I don't know how to go any further.
Yeah.
Garrett
This
just tagging in to say, they called me mad when I bought those Vestroians.
Yeah, Vestroians! Let's go! Let's go! Remember Oops All Guard? Yeah. Now we can make it a thing.
Wait, Oops
You
All
might.
Wait, Guard versus Guard? Is that Oops All
Oh,
Guard?
were you not here when who did I say that to? You were here.
I don't know.
Some stream I said, no, you were there. I said, when the Guard book comes out, we need to all do Guard armies.
Oh, right,
We'd be
right,
like,
right.
Oops, all Guard. Where's the Guard channel now?
It's just, we didn't even have to wait for the book.
I know. Let's just do it now. Let's go.
Your problem might have been you didn't buy enough guard.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah. Yeah, now, imagine like buying them and being, yes, I'm so cool. And then everyone's like, hey, you didn't buy enough.
Yeah.
Thank you, Fate Stay Dreamer.
Yeah.
Hey, Titans, with, I wasn't sure what this was. Let me see. DSCHG, the concern that melee will be too overpowered. Data slate changes. There we go. The concern that melee will be too overpowered. Should we be looking to shift the paradigm with terrain with less large obscuring and more things like heavy cover, difficult ground, dense cover, and impassable terrain?
Good questions.
I understand the arguments. Do you feel like shooting is, or melee is better than shooting? Why? Like, what happened? Is it the AP thing? Because that.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know that the changes lean inherently melee to me,
Yeah.
except for a couple exceptions. Rocket trucks. I can't shoot my opponent off. I need to go get him, and I have to accept that fact. In fact, yeah, generally speaking, with orcs as like a mid-range AP army, I've lost a lot of faith in being able to remove them off the board with shooting, so I have to get stuck in.
Sure.
So maybe they're thinking about it in that context. I don't think it's universal, kind of like you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, like the things that got nerfed were things that are
Shooting.
shooting.
Harlequins, now, hopefully, back to being more of a melee army. Like,
Yeah.
troops didn't get touched. Remember, that's one of the things I said. I was like, if they don't touch troops, I think troops are going to be the next thing. So,
Yeah, I mean, like Craft World still want obscuring. You know, I don't want to just rely on some cover. Lots of factions didn't get this AP,
yeah.
you know, perk, which I think is a good thing.
I think this is a case where I will actually sing the praises of player place terrain, because you can dictate that in each of your games. You know, you are worried about having too much hidden. So you can place things like the difficult ground and the dense or whatever it is in the middle, get rid of all that obscuring and put it in the back of your field. And your opponents, you know, if most of your opponents are playing melee, they'll try to build heavy up in the front, but you can create this dead zone in the middle.
Yeah.
And that can inherently, it is kind of a nice system in that sense where it can kind of automatically adapt to the meta as long as you have like a good balanced set, like the frontline sets are a mix of these things.
Definitely.
It's always kind of a good system, honestly, in some ways.
I like it.
Yeah, it creates some problems.
Yeah, they're probably
It's another game
needs
yet,
to be
mini
reined
game.
in,
You know,
Yeah.
yeah,
A barrier for new players.
it's a big barrier.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mortifactors Miko.
Heyo.
Hey, Titans, how do you think the new patch will affect Tau and Harlequin's tournament lists? What do you think about pure elves, space elves, Eldar, Asuryani, Eldari, being untouched?
Why didn't?
Why didn't I just read pointy ears?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's,
It's late.
that's
Given the other things that you said today,
Instead, just try to name every name for this race. Yeah.
except for the ones they wrote.
Well, I think really the question is sort of Asuryani and I guess Yanari, but Yanari got touched too a little bit.
No.
They're in there.
I mean,
By this?
I think the most
much.
competitive craft world list was probably something that contained a lot of no line of sight shooting.
Yeah.
So that got
Yeah.
hurt
That
a
did
lot.
get hurt.
Definitely the maximum potential of craft world has been lowered a little bit in terms of competitive stuff, but that's totally fine. I think it's more balanced of where you want to bring. You're bringing the things that you should want to bring, right? You're excited about aspect warriors more. You're excited about more psychers and other things. So yeah, other forms of shooting like fire prisms.
Yeah.
Tau and Quins.
I need to play around with Quins to see. Like, it's a lot. Like, I was running six Void Weavers, and that's 240 points increase now.
Yeah.
That's a lot. So I think some people are going to try to still go with Void Weavers and just try to. They'll be like, if 9 was good enough before, it's good enough now.
Yeah, but isn't something's only core now? The Mirror Architect only core, I believe.
Well, it's a pick one also.
Oh, it's a pick one.
Yeah, that might have been the only change, but it's a pick one.
Yeah.
Which is a huge. It's big, but again, if you're light, it's like cool.
Yeah.
Now they can be within 12 instead of within 6. You know, so I don't think that's the end of the world. So I think some people are going to try to push through with Void Weavers.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm more interested, as I mentioned, is in troops. You know,
Yeah.
the transports also went up in points, but I think troops are going to be very interesting, especially with out of line of sight shooting, getting hit.
Dude.
Because that was one of the big things. Was like, yeah, cool, you got your troops on the board, but you're just going to get shot down by the night spinner or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Now, not as much.
It's true.
Tau really hard to say. Very the nasty boys were crisis suits and they didn't really get changed, right?
Yeah. Lost an APE from Montca, I guess.
That's big.
But
Were
yeah.
people, I mean, I remember when the book came out, everyone was saying like, oh, people are going to take 3 airburst frags on crisis. That's not a thing, is it? I mean,
Yeah.
a little bit
More like 2 in a weird
Okay.
way. A lot of them
Yeah.
had 2.
Like 1 or 2, yeah.
It was just
Because
kind
of the points, the way
min-maxing.
the- yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's a big hit to the crisis. Or it is a hit to crisis.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the broadside thing was like the easy target, like you were saying earlier, Zach.
Yeah.
They're kind of like everyone like scattered, and the broadsides were like too slow to get out of the
Yeah,
way.
like
and then the cops were
literally,
like, "Hey, you lose the core." They're like, "Oh," you know.
You got me.
So we'll see. I'm curious if it's enough for both factions, frankly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Saresco. Salamanders turning off rerolls is insanely good, right? Am I overhyping it in my head?
Oh, it's very good.
Quite good.
It's very good.
Especially if they get the other Astartes stuff. Oh.
It's so good. So it's turning off. There's no re-rolls to wound against them.
Yep.
Lightning claws. So
And-
many Tyranid things.
It says tactic with this tactic.
Yeah.
So it's all the time. It's not a
just chapter.
doctrine or anything.
Yeah.
It's just all the time. Can't reroll wounds.
Now Valor's Heart also got that
That's right. That's a,
because they were the ones that. Well, what it is both Salamanders and Valor's Heart. I think this is changing away from the reducing AP and Rend because now everyone has that to this, which is interesting.
Oh, right.
Otherwise,
It's not special.
well, I think it would either be not special or it would stack.
yeah.
It'd be like,
Which
oh,
would
reduce
be-
down to 1 AP. Oh, guess what? I ignore AP1.
Immediately bad.
yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Salamanders were already pretty good. Sisters, we're almost there, right? Well,
Salamanders are pretty good.
Salamanders are pretty
We're gonna say that.
Yeah. I mean, out of the Marines, I should say.
Oh, okay.
Out of Marines. Not like they were like,
Yeah.
for Marines, they were pretty
Watch
good.
out for those salamanders.
Thank you, Crusader. Caldorf. We'll get you, Crusader Carbo. Thank you, Caldorf. Terminators are now even more of an auto-include in Death Guard because of objective secured. How about Plague Marines? Having trouble pulling the trigger because $60 for 3 Terminators. eBay time.
Yeah.
Look, Death Guard's great because you can convert. You know?
Yeah.
You can get your hands on any kind of Terminator and convert them. With a little plastic card, you can make a scythe. If you're making Death Shroud. So.
Yeah, and on eBay, you should be able to find, what was the box that they were in?
Wow, it's kind of old now.
But yeah.
Dark Imperium.
Yeah, you should be able to find that. Not the box fresh, but things from the box.
I don't.
Were there Terminators?
No,
Terminators.
I don't think there were. No, it was.
It was a drone.
It was a drone. It was Marines. It was the Noxious Blightbringer. It was the Plague Caster. It was Lord of Contagion.
Oh, no drone.
There's a lot of stuff, but
Or
no Terminators of either kind.
Interesting.
Yeah. They're very interesting.
It's interesting. To kind of try to side with you, Caldorf, I don't know. I can think of a scenario that I've ever been in when I played against Blight Lord or Terminators, or Death Shroud, I should say, where they didn't. If they wanted a point, they didn't just take it. Right? It's such a hard unit to shift. It's such a hard unit to kill. I don't know if like OBSEC really helps their cause as much as people think. Right? It's not like you're gonna run up with this unit and steal an objective just from tagging it, right?
It's the opposite, though.
You think so?
I played many games against Death Guard with Shane, and when I was playing my AdMech,
That's how you got him?
every turn just 5 Rangers, boop boop boop, just touch
Oh,
in,
as like
touch
a
in.
yeah.
So defensively, they were tough. They were tough to kill, but they just couldn't hold on to it because I would just run one little OBSEC dude from some angle. And that was that. That was it. So
It's
it is
interesting
not for taking points.
It's an interesting way to fix the trading game, right?
Exactly.
Like Drukhari, or putting 4 Kroot Hounds, right? Well, they don't have objective secured, but 10
here's
Kroot,
the thing:
right?
4 Kroot Hound would take a point from 3 Death Shroud,
Right.
and now they don't.
No, they don't. Yeah. Interesting. It's an interesting way to give armies that are never going to be able to trade a little bit of.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. If you say it like that. Yeah.
Defensively.
Although I wonder if just counting for more bodies might be a better fix, but it's not something that happens a lot, right? It's
Yeah.
saying Terminators count as 2 or whatever.
Then you're back to still losing to Witches and Rangers and anything but Kroot Hounds.
Well, some things you should lose to, right? But not
Yeah, you'll lose to a bigger
another
squad of
OBSEC,
OBSEC.
Yeah.
Like they want to secure that objective.
Yeah. Thank you, Crusader Carbo. Hi, hey, Titans. How's this for NIDS? 2
Hormagaunts?
CPs.
Oh.
We're going to see what that is in a second. 3 Hormagaunts, 2 Maliceptors, 3 Carnifexes, 2 Venomthropes, 2 Zoanthrope kits. Anything else I should pick up for the initial list? Oh, it's boxes. So the 2 CPs would be combat patrols, which is good because that is
It's amazing.
a Tyrant and just a ton of
Yeah.
unit 3 warriors.
No, I don't think
There's
so
no
anymore.
warriors?
I think it's just like 3 sets of gaunts.
Really?
It's in there.
I think it's
I thought
just
it was Warriors.
no, there's no worries.
What's the other unit?
I'll be
then?
honest. I'm a little sad that James didn't send us one of these.
It's a
It's a
good
great
box.
box.
It's a really good box.
We could really use it.
And you don't often see something like a Hive Tyrant show up in a box.
It's right before the rules, I
I
think.
thought after Crusade though.
No, yeah, before.
Yeah.
Before
No, it's like
Before
really
Crusade?
early in the rules.
Is it a Crusade army?
like
Oh, it's like before all the rules.
all the
no,
rules.
but
yeah.
no, but not the first page. It's like the second page.
Oh, it is before all the rules.
Yeah.
And it does come with 3 warriors. You guys are right.
Okay, so 3 warriors. What else is in it?
Ripper Swarms, couple.
Well, the Ripper Swarms are on the same
They're-
sprue as the
Yeah.
Termagants.
Yeah.
But
They're like
sorry.
everywhere.
So basically, it looks like about 30, or it might be
Are they Hormagaunts or just Termagants?
Termagants.
20.
I don't think they're a dual kit. I think it's
It's not a dual kit.
yeah. So it's all
that'd
Termagants.
be too
Is
cool.
it 20 or 30?
It's 3 sets, but I think they might be 8s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So it's 36.
Oh, so even
Whoa.
more.
6, 8, 10. Yeah, it's a great box.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. What else should Crusader get?
A That's a lot. You got a really good start. So he has enough for a huge squad of 6 zoanthropes.
Which one of them he'll make into a neuranthrope.
Yeah.
So we have a 5-man. That's kind of a weird thing about the box.
It is a weird thing.
Pick another box up.
Yeah, and then you have like 2 extra. Okay, but the Venomthropes. What do you run Venomthropes in? Groups of what?
Oh, you know what? They oddly enough might be 1 to 3. Venomthropes are really good though.
So you want 3. You want groups of
as of today.
This kit, the Venomthrope and the Zoanthrope kit, is the same kit. So he has 4 of these kits.
Yeah.
You can do the Tyrant here with wings or without, right?
In that kit,
In the combat patrol?
Yeah, it's the same kit.
Cool.
Now, I don't know if you guys realize this, but the out of line of sight shooting is not -1 to hit. Your ballistic skill is reduced by
which I thought was very smart of them. Because there's upgrades that Craft World can take, that Tau can do.
Yep.
That can just
marker lights.
override that.
So, Venomthropes being an extra -1 to hit is actually really interesting to just be completely safe against that kind of stuff.
Interesting.
Anyways, sorry.
Yeah. But the +1 save, though.
Venomthropes. No, they're 3/6 as well.
3/6.
3/6. Yeah.
Oh.
But they're cheap. They're cheapo.
Would you? I mean, I guess here's the question about Zoanthropes and Venomthropes and how to use the box. They come in boxes of 3. One of these you are going to make a Neuranthrope out of.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you want 5 Zoanthropes?
I think a unit of 5 is honestly not crazy. Because you get +1 to cast and +1 to your mortals for each one that you have to a max of 3. So 5 actually gives you a big chunky brick without.
Okay.
I think I'd prefer, frankly, 2 of 3, but you know.
So, anything else? What else is good right away? What else do you like?
Exocrine. You need Exocrine, right?
Get an Exocrine and/or
Carnifexes?
Tyrannos. He's got 3
Carnifexes.
Carnifexes. The Tyranofex.
So I'm sorry, are Hiveguard just not good anymore at all?
Correct.
Especially now after today, right?
Sorry, especially not after today.
Gosh.
No, but here's the. I know, just like that.
No.
Just like that, John. Well, the worst thing is the Hive Tyrant guard also took a hit.
Yeah, that's the thing. No bodyguard.
But you like the weird gun on Hiveguard.
Yeah, you could do the weird gun. Now, so here's the thing with Hiveguard is it's all comparative. Skyweavers aren't bad units, but they're bad compared to the rest of the Harley Quinn book.
Right.
And this is a book of all just everything's amazing.
Yeah.
At least the Hive other dudes, what are they called?
The Tyrant Guard.
Tyrant Guard. I'm like, it's definitely not a Hive Tyrant.
Yeah.
The Tyrant Guard, at least give Lookout Sir to a Tyrant.
Yeah, they're
they're still interesting.
We'll still play with them because I think they're still interesting.
Yeah.
Because they had Bodyguard, so the unkillable Flyrant was even more unkillable.
People in chat today were talking about Pyrovores, which is a unit that came out, I think, around 2010.
Yeah, good luck
in
finding
metal.
this kit.
Yeah.
Metal. We actually have one.
I think it's still metal.
And it's a weird kit. No one's ever used them. They've always been bad.
They're super valuable. They're like, for the amount of points they are,
2 power level.
pretty good.
They have Acid Blood, which is cool.
Acid Blood.
Yeah, D6 shots.
But also ignore line of sight, isn't it?
No, it's a flamer. It auto hits.
We need a new kit that's a dual kit for the Pyrovore and the Biovore, that's for sure.
Oh, Biovore.
Yes, I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't.
They also just don't seem to know what size they want. They've always changed its toughness and its wounds are always all over the place.
Right? If you do the Tyranofex, I would do the Acid Spray, not the one that we have, the Rupture Cannon.
Oh yeah? You don't like the Rupture?
3 shots without core and a degrading profile. It's like immediately bad.
It's a lot of damage though.
Yeah, but the other one is 6 plus D6 shots that are 2 damage and auto hit.
That's also good.
You know?
What's the AP?
3.
Okay. It's cool.
So 2. Hot take. Get the Parasite of Mortrex.
Oh, that's not a hot take. That's great.
Good.
Well, we haven't proved. We only proved it today.
Yeah, 1 out of 3. It won you 1 out of 3 games. 2 games it did nothing, and 1 game it kind of almost won you.
Yeah.
That's on
Totally.
me though.
Thank you, Mike. Building a Dark Angels Green Wing list, 2 red Redemptors, 2 max Intercessor squads, max Infiltrators, Captain, Chaplain on Bike, Librarian, 2 Repulsors.
Oh.
Fluffy or possible to be good.
mostly fluffy.
Because of the max sizes on some of these things, right?
Max sizes, and
You
then
could be combat squatting them.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
sure. Right,
But yeah,
Green
I always
Wing
forget about
is like the least strong of the 3,
just marine thing.
but better today than they were yesterday. So
What does Green Wing give you?
nothing.
Nothing. It's just like a colloquial term. Somehow I know this one. A colloquial term for not Ravenwing, not Deathwing. right?
Gotcha.
Not bikes, not Terminators.
Yeah, yeah. So regular Marines.
Okay.
It's not like a
Dark Angels.
word in the book. It never says like these guys are part of the Green Wing.
Yeah.
It's not like a real
think
thing.
it is. So you're Dark Angels. So things that you'll get are your core chapter tactic, right? So when you don't move, you get +1 to hit. So if you can, in some ways, yeah, but because you might not need to move as often, you don't need to worry about cover, especially with some of these things like the repulsor. You can just sit and get that +1 to hit. What is their super doctrine?
Do people like eliminators for this?
No.
No. Do people like eliminators for anything?
Just make them even tougher.
Yeah.
You can have a 0, a -1. Oh, you can have a -1 up save, I think.
What? Yes, I'm so excited. My stealth are like already outpaced.
No.
Are we going negative now? Is this happening? Look, I think with a few adjustments, it could be more competitive. Captain Chaplain on bike.
You don't like that, do you? How there's just like one bike.
No, well, it's a Chaplain on bike, so he's just like, that's what he does.
Yeah.
He's like tough and he moves fast. The double repulsors make me nervous. That's the only thing. Double repulsor makes me nervous, and Green Wing doesn't get a ton of like synergy. That's the only thing, honestly. But if you're like, I want to play Deathwing, I like Dark Angels, I want to play Green Wing, you take that as your basis principle, then that's great. So then the only thing I'm questioning is the second repulsor.
Cool.
Hope that's helpful. I don't know.
Yeah. Enjoy, Mike, and
Have fun
post
with it.
pictures. Yeah, I want to see
Yes,
this.
definitely.
Thank you, Happy Ninja. Going to my first 40K event.
Hey.
1,500 points, bringing Gaz, Big Mech with custom force field, 3 to 4 man cans with big shooters, 3 4-man cans with big shooters, 1 3-man dread with double claw, double scorcher,
Yeah.
a single mech gun with a tractor cannon, and finally a Gorkanaut.
Yes.
Thoughts?
Love it. I think it's awesome.
Dang.
These are things that people should be looking at. Killicans, really cost effective.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're just cheap, tough bodies. You know, Gaz is a not cheap but tough body.
How's the Gorkanaut?
Gorkanaut is like not the most competitive, but he's also not bad either. You know, he's basically a knight without an invuln. Then lack of invuln's a pretty big deal. But
Yeah.
other than that, like he's good, honestly. Yeah.
Does he have like ramshackle or any kind of like defensive thing? Yeah. Okay.
He's toughness 8. He's got 24 wounds. He's ramshackle.
Yeah. Even the cans are ramshackle as well, right?
Yep. Yep.
Oh, interesting.
good.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're dirt cheap. So the cool thing you can do is you can like teleport them or outflank them, and bring them on. And then because they're vehicles, most strats don't work on them because they're goblins, they're grots. But you can
Can you ramming speed
speed them. Thank you.
Okay.
So you can reliably get them in, do mortal wounds, and then they actually crump. Like when they get in, they just kill things.
Nice. That's actually pretty good.
They're just like
I like it.
enjoy, have fun.
And thank you, Bodazifa. Good day, Titans. In Australia, we love running Gaunt spam.
Yeah, they do.
How viable do you think this is in the new book, and what would the list look like?
Good question.
I want like 200 gaunts to just like get paired against a guy with like 300 guardsmen. They just like stare down each other.
They don't even play.
Yeah, this is like who's gonna move the most models.
What would it look like? Like if you're
Today, gaunt spam,
This is
as in Hormagaunts.
and you can do Termagants too.
you could do gargoyles.
Yeah. So definitely gonna take at least one Tervigon, and you take massive squads. And I think part of the list design is also the way you play. So we mentioned this before with the Tervigon. one of the problems with Tervigon, which does, by the way, return like 2d6 models or something crazy to a unit, is the unit has to survive. And so the way that you survive that in 9th edition is by being partially behind something that's obscuring. So that unless they kill you with one activation, you have stuff that's by high line of sight, and they can't finish you off.
Yep.
You're immune to morale with Synapse,
Yep.
and you come back forwards next turn.
Having enough synapse to be at the end of that chain, really good.
Yep. Venom Thropes, -1 to be hit.
Whoa! Is it holy or I always ask?
No. Oh, because it's only 6-inch bubbles, so.
Yeah.
Maybe your Leviathan, so they all have 6-up Feeling Pains. Because, I mean, Hydra is obviously interesting for outnumbering your opponent. Obviously interesting. But
Yeah, if you want to do damage, yeah.
Yeah. But think about Leviathan just because when you have that many big squads, you can't hide. Only one of them is getting Catalyst. So you're just like, who's not going to get shot this turn? And then the rest will all die.
I like it.
Leviathan will give you that 6-up all the time. What else would you guys run? Just that with lots of buffs?
Yeah, try not to spend too much CP so you can get moving.
Although with the Synaptic stuff,
Well, there's a lot of
buffs to be
Intriguing.
had. Tyranid Prime gives you reroll wound rolls of 1 for 1 squad. You're paying 85 points to buff 1 squad with that. Is that worth it? No, but if you also give them... Sorry. You're like,
arguing with yourself.
But actually,
Good point,
John, that's a
Adrian.
good point. You can give them the Warlord trait to give a core unit +1 to hit, which you certainly want.
Ooh.
You know?
The question I guess I have with Tyranids and the swarm thing is like, let's say you want to go Hormigons.
Yeah.
Are you taking then like shooty warriors, or are you taking shooty stuff to back them up, or are you going all in on close combat? Like, how are you?
I don't think you all...
How are you mixing and matching if you're like more shooty, more close combat-y with
Yeah.
whatever it is you take?
I think if you're going in on this, like your shooty is your Termagants and your fighty is your Hormigons.
You take both.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, Chad has a good point. Who gets the baby transhuman? Is it Leviathan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So do they have the Feeling Pain anymore?
Oh,
I think
that's
it
insane.
flip-flopped.
Oh,
right?
okay.
But that's still pretty good.
It's quite good.
Baby Transhuman is good.
Yeah.
It's
On a T3 body, yeah.
It's weird. This guard matchup thing has me confused
Yeah.
because they
Confused
don't.
about how soon we schedule it.
Yeah. Well, because they auto wound,
What am I gonna?
right?
Well, sixes,
What
they
am I
all
gonna
win.
stare down?
Right, and of course,
300 guardsmen.
that's what we said. That whole mechanic is a way around that.
Baby
right?
Transhuman doesn't work. Yeah. You know what else doesn't work? There is the Maliceptor -1 strength, which would be super clutch in that matchup now,
Oh.
or it used to be
Yeah.
in this future matchup of the past.
Because it makes last guns
Strength 2. I think I would still take a Maliceptor, and you're emanating from a Maliceptor with the -1 strength.
That's cool.
But that's a good point, chat. Wow, the 6-up's gone.
By the way, Paul points out that Greenwing is named, which I did not know. Thank you, Paul, and gets to fire assault and rapid fire in combat and tactical.
That's
Whoa.
what it is.
But that's almost like counter to what they want, where they want to be, right? Like they don't really want to be in combat.
It's
Take Blade Guard?
weird because, well, Blade Guard are technically Deathwing.
Okay.
They are Deathwing. They're veterans. They're like
They feel like
Inner
that's
circle.
They're technically, definitely not Greenwing. Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's cool.
I'm thinking about the Garden matchup.
I don't. It's not here yet. It's
It broke my brain. I don't like it. There's too many rules that they're ignoring.
Do we think guard are super strong? Do you think they're like they went from lowest tier to like A or above?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know if there's enough las guns in the world to make that happen.
It's still just like so easy to pick up their bodies, right? Like,
Yeah.
It is.
think about scatter laser jet bikes.
All the blast. Yeah, think of the scatter laser. Think of the potential.
I want to know how scatter laser jet bikes have changed. We don't have AP, so we don't care.
Dude.
It's almost like
again,
you
it's
just doubled
true.
down on no APs.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's true.
And just, hey, okay, you're going to get your 2-ups and cover over there,
Yeah.
but you're going to go ahead and roll me 30 dice. Like, that's
my
the
God.
point, right?
Zach was right all along.
Dude. Oh my God.
Zach backed into being right.
He backed into
Thank you, Jason. Hi, Titans. Love the shows. Have been working
Yeah.
on a Death Watch Army of Renown for a while with 24 Eliminators. How many would you do last Fusel?
Yeah.
All Phobos, fluffy list, 6 Spectrus kill teams. Thanks.
Last
This sounds really cool. I don't even know
Last
what this...
Fusel is the shoot and scoot.
Last Fusel is the solid 3 damage shots.
Oh.
I love this. The Spectre's kill team is the coolest, canonically the coolest of the kill teams.
Well, I don't even know what it is.
It's all the phobos guys. So it's the snipers, which is notice 24 eliminators. Not normally possible, first of all. You can take up to 5 in these squads, and of course they're troops, so you can take as many as you want. And the cool thing is you can mix the snipers with the infiltrators, with the reavers, but don't do that. And then the incursors. The reavers only make the squad worse. This squad can forward deploy unless you add a reaver. Then he ruins everyone's party. They're like, yeah, infiltrate. They're like, oh. And reaver's like, hey guys. They're like, ah, reaver's here, man. And anyways, but the other cool thing is the infiltrators unlock the smokescreen keyword for the unit. So your snipers, which can have -1 armor saves now, can be -1 hit too. It's cool.
That's cool.
Anyways, it's definitely the coolest kill team. This is amazing.
This is cool, yeah. I love the Phobos stuff.
Ah, so cool.
That's cool.
Love it. We need to get this for Titan Watch. Guys,
Are they
send us eliminators. Send us all the eliminators.
Do we have any?
technically bolters?
We have like 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last Fusel, not bolters, right?
Famously not. The las weapon.
Yeah. I don't know what strats they can do. I don't know. I feel like the Army of Renown is all about the strats. I don't know what you would,
Oh, yeah.
you know? I don't know.
That's
It's a
true.
thought. It's a thought. I
Point.
don't
No,
know.
that's a good point.
Let us know if there's anything we missed.
But John.
The Eliminators.
Well, yeah, so let's be clear. You're just proposing changing the weapon, but keeping 24 eliminators.
Correct.
Okay. Good.
Thank you, as always, Magnus.
Hey-o.
Did nothing wrong. Realish, why remove Knights objective secured rules before the codex dropped? Is their codex supposed to be dropping that quickly?
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
That's weird, actually. One would hope, I guess, but
Yeah.
why would they even take it away? Like, why not just transition it? Like, redundancies or whatever.
I kind of wondered why they added, a quick AOS diversion, why they added a point for killing Marathi or shooty snakes when like they've announced their book is coming out. Like, that's weird. It's weird. It's the same thing, right? Like, what will happen when the book comes out, when these books come out?
Well, maybe there'll still be a problem.
Yeah, they're just anticipating.
they just
They're right,
know,
exactly.
yeah.
They're like, hey, you know what? This is still. We know this is still gonna be a problem. Go ahead and keep it in.
Yeah, yeah.
They're like, the team is like, wait, aren't you guys putting a book out in like 6
yeah.
months? Like, yeah, you're gonna want to keep that in there.
It's like the Tyranids. Like, these changes are great, but I just like, well, this is all just clearing the ground for our Tyranid overlords.
Right,
Just dominate everything. Like, it's
Yeah.
all good because we're all just gonna like suffer under the rule of these new guys, anyways.
They're like, look, for a little while, night players, you're going back down.
Don't play them for X amount of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
We have no idea, but yeah.
Hopefully for night players' sake.
Magnus, we always appreciate your support. In this particular situation, we cannot give you a good answer.
No, nothing we will say will comfort you.
Thank you, Itsuka. Hello again,
Hello.
Titans. I never hear you mention Canis Rex or the Knight Perceptor in any of your Imperial Knight videos. Why is that?
So cool.
They're so cool, but they just are mostly worse than other knights at doing what they're supposed to do. Minor buffs to the Armiger is nice, and again, Armiger's on the rise, so maybe that's interesting. But things like even like the cannon was like not quite comparable to even like regular battle cannons, or it was always kind of just not quite as good as just another knight that could do something better or would be more generic and stuff like that. Obviously, with the new book, hopefully this will change because it's a sick kit, which none of us actually have. We should probably get that because hopefully it's going to be relevant. But that's why, honestly, yeah.
Yeah. It's a little fluffy, but super cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
That's a good reminder, actually. Yeah.
Thank you, Joshua. Hey, guys, need some first thoughts on whether I should take Salamanders or Tau to Bay Area Open. Also, with NIDS, are Hammerheads back on the menu? Keep up the great work, guys. Thank you, Joshua.
Thanks so much.
Let's start there. Hammerheads back on the menu.
Because big bugs.
Yeah.
Well, here's the question.
Do bugs have? I guess they do have invulns.
They do.
But it also just does a lot of damage, right?
Yeah. Why did hammerheads leave the menu?
That's
My
what I
question.
was curious about.
I guess Tau would take the character Hammerhead, bodyguard. Can't do it anymore.
Oh,
Long strike, right?
you're right.
But some people still ran Hammerheads. Maybe not over the net listed kind of 3 crisis, 1 broadside.
Do NIDS
Units?
not deal with vehicles and range that well? There's
I feel like they do.
Exocrine, right?
Feels like they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And no invuln on a Hammerhead.
No invuln, not really that hard to one-shot.
Unless you do
Energy.
custom sept and you advance.
Oh, right. But
Deep cuts on a
then
Tau
you're
player.
then you're -1 to, yeah.
No, because
But
you're
you-
Montcawing.
Oh.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and look, if the bugs aren't dead by turn 3, then it doesn't
I
matter.
love like, the idea of like these several hammerheads just like driving through the city, like, just like shooting around. Yeah, they're like,
just like
just,
totally
like shooting like
out.
solid shots. And like, that's supposed to be submunitions. There's like a million Terminators. So that's
man.
why. Yeah.
That's why.
What should Joshua take to BAO?
Salamanders!
Or what about Tower Salamanders?
Brayarth is going to be quite popular.
Did something happen with him?
He's a character. Don't they have Salamanders probably own the only way to really truly bodyguard now, I think, with the strat.
With the
right?
strat?
Which is interesting with Brayarth, and now he's super durable. Yeah, drop pods are cool.
I think it comes down to what you want to get out of this, right? Do you want to? Are you in it to win it? You want to go as far as you can with whichever army gets you the farthest? I don't have an answer for you if that's your. But I think look very closely at what happens in the next few weeks as
Yeah, you
we'll
have a
start
lot
to
of time.
experiment.
You have
Yeah.
a lot of time.
If you're going for fun, I think, unless everyone's running salamanders, I take salamanders. But
If if you have to start right now and you want to be as competitive as possible, you'll probably get the most value of getting reps in with Tau and doing really good. But if you want a cool, little egg that you want to try to figure out and
Full disclosure, both of these two will be at the BAO and don't want to play against your Tau. That's why they're telling
yeah.
you, Joshua,
Yeah.
to play Salamander.
Go, oh man, you gotta go CSM for sure, all the way.
I heard they're pretty good.
Yeah, don't go T-Suns, don't stay away from Death Guard.
Yeah.
Just
Just straight one
Definitely
wound
play
Marines.
orcs.
Yeah.
Let's play orcs
Orcs.
together.
Necrons.
All boys.
yeah, Nick.
Look, I heard there more things are core now.
Yeah.
I heard the whole book is core, basically. You can play Monoliths as core.
Why not, Joshua? Why not just play AOS? Better yet.
Yeah, the Titan said I could
just-
play this monolith as core.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Joshua.
Thank you. And thank you, Lawrence. I love the helicopter and lifter ideas. Yeah, I know. We should be making models. Any experience with turbo dork paints? And what is your opinion on metallic or color shift paints for GSC?
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Are we even talking about this?
Yeah. So, look, I will say about turbo dork. Their paints are whichever one you want, get, and you need to do some experimentation. They work great through an airbrush. By hand, I've struggled with them to get them to do things I'd like by hand, honestly. As far as color shifts go, I do think they have the biggest, best color shift line out there. It could look good on GSC, and if you're airbrushing and you can do a lot of airbrushing of it, and then kind of go in and do the skin by hand or whatever you think works for you, then maybe. But what I will say about the color shift, my experience has been we've been talking about this. I've been talking about it with Megan as well. They're a little hit and miss. Blue raspberry works very well. That's blue purple one. Megan just did one that was a red gold one. And it's very subtle. It's a very subtle. To just go in and use them as like your main thing, you'll need to try it out. You could be disappointed, I think, depending on the color and what else is going on. they take a little bit of practice.
Yeah, I think there's a desire for these paints to be magic, kind of like contrast.
They're not.
And they're not, and they shouldn't be. They take work and processing like anything. You know, I'm switching to doing my craft roll metallic purple in Purple Eater because it is a great paint to work with and it's nice, but still looking
You're going through an airbrush.
Going through an airbrush.
And their metallics are great.
Yeah.
Usually through an airbrush.
Mel would disagree with you.
The metallics are
Interesting.
good, usually through an airbrush.
Yeah.
And I've had some bad batches.
Yeah, that's
on,
fair.
on Facebook, you can go. They have a big Facebook group. You can go and say, I got a bad batch. They'll help you out. They're super cool, the team there. But I've had some bad batches. It's a new company. They just started a new paint line of something really nobody else has been doing.
No, only Martha Stewart was doing it before that.
Yeah, at
It was
this
like a
level.
craft paint store.
At this level. So
Yeah.
just be patient with it, the products, Lawrence.
Yeah.
And if you're anything you can airbrush right now with Turbo Dork is I think usually stronger than the metallics.
Totally.
Excuse me, stronger than brush painting. The metallics are great. Be careful with the color shifts. Just try it out. Thank you, Digital Designer. Status report from the GT this past weekend. Over 5 rounds. The Astraeus managed to kill a Warlock.
No!
Is that Astraeus? No. That's
Yeah. Oh no, Asterius. Right.
Asterius.
This is the big night.
Oh,
managed
like,
to kill a
jeez, you
Warlock
put him
by
into a
himself,
Warlock?
but only that. 750 points well spent. Also, I was told to once again push everyone to go to Nova.
Oh my god. You're gonna kill a Warlock.
Look,
Like if that Warlock was doing War Patrol.
oh, you got that Warlock.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's okay. That's 40 points off the board. Don't have to worry about him. He can't hurt you any longer. Sorry, Digital. Lost with Grey Knights today. We'll get him next time.
I know.
And Nova, it's looking promising.
It is looking promising, honestly. It's Nova.
I'm going. I'm going.
You're going? Are you sure though?
I'm positive I'm
Can't
going.
change his
John just
mind.
announced a vacation right before the stream started. I'm going to Nova.
Wait, when's Nova again?
During your vacation.
No,
During my
no,
vacation?
No. It's end of August, first week in September. It's like right away.
It's September 1st and 2nd. It's right before my birthday.
Your birthday is when?
September 8th.
Wow, Meg's is the 7th.
What?
And then mine is the 21st.
7.
And Mel's is the 25th.
Wow. It's going to be a wild birthday month here in the studio.
I feel like we did this last September.
I think we did too.
I feel like we do it every year.
Nah.
You're crazy.
I for sure am going, and I'm excited. It's kind of where I'm from, around that area. So excited to go home, play some wargaming. I haven't really wargamed in my grow up area much.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we're gonna do a house swap over there.
house swap.
You're gonna stay at my parents' place. I'm gonna stay at your parents' place.
Yeah, you're gonna
great.
get fed well.
Yeah, we're gonna
And-
eat lots of crab.
And I'm
Save it
gonna
for the
just
milk.
play games with your dad.
Sounds great.
So, yeah. Okay, thank you, Blake. It's my birthday.
Happy birthday!
Speaking of birthdays, happy birthday, Blake.
What?
What gift does the Titan crew want to get me? I'll buy this time.
All right.
Okay, a magnetic storage case,
Mm-hmm.
an airbrush booth, a Necron combat patrol, or the Seraphon start collecting.
Ooh.
Okay, I've seen this question because I see the questions before you guys
Wow.
sometimes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
And I have thoughts on this, but
Okay.
what do you guys think?
Not the Necron combat.
Okay. Okay.
First of all, happy birthday, Blake.
Happy birthday!
Birthday! Chuck E. Cheese for my birthday. Wham, wham, wham.
Well,
What is he
who's
doing?
diving in first? So
I'm processing. I'm thinking.
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. I'm
processing John.
I'm just killing
We're
time.
processing
too.
what just happened there with
I'm
John,
Buying,
okay.
I'm buying you guys time.
Yeah,
all right?
that was weird. Now that it was one of those things where it's like, did that just happen?
Is it
Did
like
he
a
start-
millennial
was he
like
singing?
happy birthday, Mr. President thing?
Yeah, what was going on there for a
It's
second?
a song.
I like it. I like it.
I don't like it.
I don't know. Maybe I don't. Okay.
You've already thought about this, Zach. So
Yeah,
what do you think?
Go ahead.
Okay. I personally do not like the magnetic storage cases.
Oh, okay.
I think they slot you into doing work on your models that then are stored in a weird way. I don't think that being able to pull the tray out is pretty cool. I think if you had like a single small army that you're never thinking of expanding beyond what could fit into one of these,
Yeah, that's fair.
and you're not going to fly anywhere, it's compelling.
Yeah.
The second you have to either fly somewhere with one of these things, or you're like, oh, I need 2 of these now because they are bulky, and they do not. It's not maximized storage for your army, right? I have a giant KR case, which is packed with foam. It's big, but I can fit like 4,000 points of models in there. So I don't like the magnetic storage cases. You get this one really cool thing, which is you can just go to the game store, set this one down, pull the tray out. That's great. The second you need to kind of do any kind of serious traveling, I feel like they're a little bit of a liability.
Yeah. That's fair.
Second, you do not need an airbrush booth. You can look online about airbrush boothing. This is going to be a hot take. I'm going to get raked over the coals for this one. I know it. There are some people in this hobby that really like the hobby process part of the hobby, not the final outcome. Many people get real excited about building their own airbrush booth or like getting their airbrush booth set up. You don't need it. What you need to do is airbrush by a window with a fan. I like also an air filter and wear a nice mask. You just want paint getting out of the house. You don't want it, going in a filter. Like you want it out of the indoors if you can do that through a filter. And wear a mask. Like you don't need.
The logic is sound.
You don't need it. I get why people like them, but lots of people will agree with me. I was actually just looking at this online, like literally a week ago, and all these people were saying like you don't need an airbrush booth. It's like not necessary. So I'd rule those 2 out.
Not Necron.
And then I would say either the Necron Patrols, Adrian Nix is that one, or the Seraphim Start Collecting.
Look, I think when you're getting something for your birthday, it should be something you wouldn't normally get, or something that is really extra exciting. And
Yes.
so in that way, I also kind of nixed the case and the booth, partially because they're very utilitarian. They might be something you need, frankly, and I think consider that. But that's not like a fun birthday thing. Necrons make me sad right now. Seraphon, Sigmar makes me happy. So I want you to be happy, Blake. So I would do the Seraphon Start Collecting, especially if this is the start of a new army.
Yeah.
I don't know if you already played them, Blake, or not. But that would be an exciting birthday-worthy
That's right.
purchase.
If either of those 2 are the start of the new army, I'd go with that.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I'm not going to rock Necrons because, like, you know what? They're still cool. Like, you're still if you tell your Tau or your Harlequin friend, like, hey, I have Necrons, they can tone it down for you, right? Like, if they're a true friend,
They'll love to play you.
They're going to beat. You're going to lose, but it might be a good, okay game.
For sure.
Thanks,
What
Blake.
do you think, John? What do you do?
Do whatever brings you joy, I was gonna go with the Seraphon starting set.
Yeah,
Seraphon.
it's a good starting set too. It is a good
birthday.
starting set.
Right there.
Thank you, Hymnos, again. Hey, Titan Bros, talking about the Maliceptor. Do you guys prefer to bring him with or without ketchup? If not, what condiments would complement it? This is weird. This is weird. Wait. I'm sorry. I have to ask. Before we answer this
I
question,
have an answer, but okay.
is this a thing? Is there something in the book that's like bloody ichor, like it spits out something that is like? Is he referencing something, or is this a silly one?
I think.
Is he being silly?
Or is this a
think-
real question?
You making me look this up
I feel bad,
means
Adrian.
we've already lost.
I know we've already lost, but just like
And notice I'm going both ways in the book. I actually don't know where anything is. Encephalic diffusion is the word I've been trying to say all day. And the diffusion field.
neither of these sound like ketchup.
Death throws?
No. Okay, it's a silly one. It's a silly question.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Hymnos is in chat, by the way. I know there's a lag, but I know you're watching us have this conversation and not responding and not telling us it's a silly question.
Do you guys get like patty vibes from a Maliceptor, or do you get more of like a fruit, like almost like exotic fruit vibe?
Ooh.
Should ketchup be getting put on this thing if it's not a patty?
So, between those two,
Yeah.
I do think it is the fruit.
Right.
Yeah.
Could it be like a crab?
But I think it's more of a crab, some seafood thing. And I was gonna say, we're all natives, born and raised.
Somewhere.
All right, John, you're born and raised in the Bay Area, and you've been here for some time, The orange sauce.
Orange sauce. I was thinking orange sauce. Yes, I was gonna say the best
would be so
condiment
good with
is
orange
orange
sauce.
sauce. Yeah.
Yes.
Orange sauce sneaks up on you though.
It does.
You're like,
It
oh,
does.
this isn't hot. It's a creamy.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a creamy sauce. So you're like, oh my god.
Yeah. Take it from 3 white guys. It's real spicy.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
John, what condiments what are your condiments, John? What are your condiments, Adrian?
My go-to?
Yeah.
I'm actually not a ketchup and mustard guy. Like I'll maybe put ketchup on fries or something like that.
Yeah.
Not often.
Wow.
I'm definitely more of
Wow.
a mayo person
Okay.
when it comes to sandwiches. And then you go into like the Thousand Island type of
Ooh.
stuff where like you go like In-N-Out
Yeah.
or like the orange sauce or something. Or ranch. That's good too.
Oh.
Ranch is popular in California. Everyone puts ranch on everything.
Yeah. With your pizza.
And I should amend my previous answer about the airbrush booth and say I understand there are some situations where you need it. And to be honest, in California, it's never like so cold that we can't open a window and do that. But if you live somewhere cold, you know, I understand it could be a little different.
Tartar sauce also good.
Tartar sauce is iffy. It can be good.
No, for the Maliceptor.
Oh, for the mouse. Yes.
Oh,
Oh, it's good on
sure.
a Maliceptor.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm not like with what?
Okay. Thank you, Noah. Hey, Titans.
Yeah.
World Eaters list help.
All right.
Chaos Lord in Terminator armor. Demon Prince with wings. Karn. Troops. 2 groups of 6 Chaos Space Marines. 3 groups of 5 Berserkers. Greater Possessed. 5 Terminators with lightning claws at CB. I don't
Combi
know.
bolter.
Combi bolter. Okay. Bikes. Forge Fiend. 2 Rhinos. Knights of Spoiler with AGC and TC.
Avenger Gatling cannon and thermal cannon.
Okay. What do you think?
I like
That's
it.
cool.
I don't. You don't need 6-man troop squads. You're already troops, so you're gonna get +1 to that R&D roll. And frankly, a cushion of 1 model is probably not worth the coherency headache you're gonna get.
Gonna hinder you a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
So where would you spend those? That's like probably where they're just dropping points.
Yeah. I mean, they're like 12 points now, so.
You can't like quite pick up a cultist squad.
With 12 points? No, not quite.
No, 24.
You could, frankly, throw in like a special weapon into them. I've been enjoying that, especially now that Death of the False Emperor, works more
How
consistently.
much is a single spawn?
25.
Oh,
So this is 24.
12
times 2.
But
Math with
but
Zach.
if you also have a couple other points, maybe.
Yeah, totally. Maybe this list is 1999 or
Yeah.
This seems like a list. Like it's quite good.
I'm a fan.
I think you definitely have play no matter where you go.
Yeah,
It's quite good.
this is awesome, and you don't lose anything yet. Meaning these are both old books, but we know Chaos Knights are going to get a book soon, and so a lot of the souping is going away. So this is cool. I like this. It's got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, just a quick to Lizard King here. Lizard King asks, any advice for a noob trying to collect Tyranids? Start collecting, right?
It's a great box.
It's a good box.
It's a great boost.
Yeah.
And the prices on those are good comparatively.
For what you get, yeah.
For what you get.
Yeah,
Totally.
100%.
Yeah.
Best of luck.
And then you can kind of expand from there. There's a lot of good boxes.
Yeah.
Thank you, IWSJC.
Yup.
With the Sisters changes, what are your thoughts on Valor's Heart Paragons competitively? Seems like they might have enough layers to be there.
Yeah, it's pretty dang compelling.
They're good.
When you mentioned it, I was like, oh. Because that's why I was like, the problem with the Sisters buff is it's on, what, regular Sisters? Retributors? Like, who cares? Whatever. Paragons.
Dude. They're already -1 damage.
-1 damage. They already have 2 ups.
Yeah.
Like,
It sucks that they can't get cover, but still, like, what else? How much more can you ask for?
It's pretty spicy. And now no rerolls to wound against them.
Go.
I'm a fan. I think, I don't know if Lady Jane's in the chat, but I think it might be time for us to build the other 6 that we have and run the 10, not even Morphin Val.
No.
Yes! It's happening.
Wow, that's hard to shift.
It's definitely hard to shift.
How many wounds are there? 5? 6? 4?
It's not a lot. It's not a lot.
Yeah. That's cool.
Thank you, Itsuka, again. I blame my friend for this, but I've fallen down the demon rabbit hole. So what are the best options for a mono Slaanesh 500 to 1,000 point army?
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. Okay.
All
This
the
is
keepers
the
you can
small
buy.
one. Yeah, I was going to say, like, I want to say the
Three
three keepers,
keepers.
but, like, isn't that, like, 900 or 800 points?
It's
Well,
like about 800 points,
Yeah.
which gives you,
Troops.
yeah, dude, Demonettes are like 70 points. So
Up a
3 of them's 210. Dang it. So close.
Okay, so close to perfection.
If you want to be super mean, it would be 2 keepers and a bunch of Demonettes, frankly.
quite simple.
If you want to be more balanced but also scary, probably a keeper,
You like the mirror?
the mirror,
At this,
yeah, Demonettes, and then a fiend or 2. They're genuinely great.
Yeah. You're
yeah.
you're gonna run the keepers and kind of distraction card affects them, and they're gonna get crumping really quick, and everything else is gonna be utility, I think.
Yeah.
Just getting points. Demons aren't bad. That's the thing. They're an army that you can just meet at a tournament, and they can just run you over because you're not ready for them. You haven't played them in a while, played against them in a while. You don't see them too often, but they're still in a good place. They're not bad by any means.
It always impresses when they're on the channel. You know? It's the last book. I'm like, I'll be so excited when that book comes out. You have no idea.
Potential.
It just,
Yeah, we had one more sneak in here real quick. And I also just want to say, Blake, since it's your birthday, he's mentioning in chat that he lives in the Pacific Northwest and it snows half the year, hard to open a window. Message me in the Discord. Send me a message in Discord. I'm going to send you the air filter we use because we actually can't open windows here either. It's really weird.
It's weird.
It
That-
makes kind of sense.
it's like teasing us.
Yeah.
It's just giant glass.
Why do we have
walls,
windows?
Basically,
Yeah.
so we can see the outside.
Yeah.
Except we covered half of them up.
It stinks, but
like a dungeon.
there are some workarounds we found outside the airbrush booth. Thank you, Pizza Bagels. How would you expect the new power armor changes to shake up Grey Knights lists? Also, do straws have 2 holes or 1? Yeah, the straws have 2 holes or 1 thing is tough. John, you want to talk about the Grey Knights thing?
Yeah, definitely not the
Or
straw.
the
You guys cover the
straws.
straw thing. I'll cover the Grey Knight
Okay.
thing. I get the easier one.
You say that.
Who has the easier one?
I do. Grey Knights, look, super great place. I think you want to maybe look at preservers, look into taking more infantry heavy lists. I still am trying to get a grasp on, do you want to really take the 4 dreads still? It's 185 points usually. You just take the guns. Compared to now you're paying like 100 and something points for the basic strike, 200 points for a 5-man squad of Terminators. They're pricey, but they got that buff where they're reducing AP, and you can resurrect them with an apothecary, put a 5-up feel no pain. It's pretty good. I don't know. I think I definitely want to play with one paladin squad, like one huge block of paladins with an apothecary, and it's just going to be impossible to shift, and you just bomb up the board, bully, yeah, you just go to work. I think that's where I'm at.
It's funny because they famously also have that spell for +1 armor.
Dude, yeah, they can be literally -1 save, and if they're in cover with shadow, Tide of Shadow, they're -1 to hit,
Here's a question.
and you can transhuman.
I think one of the big things that the Dread Knights give you is that shooting firepower.
Yeah, that's a good point. I thought about this.
So what does that mean?
You can try to take upgrades on your weapons. The upgrades are a lesser version of that vehicle weapon. You lose like a strength and sometimes an AP, depending on what weapon you take. But they're actually pretty cheap. I think they're like 5, maybe 10 point upgrades,
Okay.
depending on what you go for.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So they're intriguing.
You never take upgrades on your little squads, huh?
I don't, because there's a lot of bolter strats too, so you kind of benefit from having a lot of bolters, but now having no AP kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And that's the thing, like, you have a lot of shooting on your infantry, but it's a certain type of shooting, and your dreads are your source of, like, the big punch. Like, whenever I'm playing against you, it's like, okay, where are the dreads going to go, like for my big targets, you know?
Yeah,
so
but
it's interesting.
I don't know. The Grey Knights famously don't have a lot of AP on their shooting.
Yeah.
Now that it's getting reduced even more with other Imperial armies, like maybe melee, we talked about it before, maybe melee is the way to go with Grey Knights
Yeah.
nowadays.
Very interesting.
Straw thing is tough. There's a list of unanswered math questions
Yeah.
that you can get $1 million if you answer them.
That's right, yeah.
Only one has been answered of the 7 or 12. I forget how many there are. And this isn't one of them,
Should be, though.
but it should be.
I think it's one hole. I was thinking about that.
I'm not gonna weigh in.
I think it's one.
I
It's
think
definitely one.
What if you sip some cola and like a little bubble gets trapped in the straw? Is it then 2?
I mean, so basically you're saying if anything has a hole, but something gets stuck halfway through it, then it's not a hole anymore?
Yeah.
Or is that would be 0 holes, actually, by that definition.
Oh, so
because it doesn't go all the way through.
It's a tube.
That's a tube. You're thinking of a tube, though. Tunnel.
No. So what is a hole? It's a 3-dimensional shape, right? It has to have thickness to it. No matter how thin it is,
Nope.
it has to have thickness.
I'm not in this. I don't know.
See?
I didn't want to be in it. You kept going with them.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Yeah.
What?
That's true.
I immediately regret
I immediately regret this.
Answer me, John.
Thank you, Andrew. This is a good one. Give me your ratio for T-Sons. Characters, rubric, Terminator, spawn. This is actually, I'd be curious of what you guys think on this. I have all these guys in the various stages of assembly and painting, including spawn. And you guys actually don't, Adrian, you actually don't love the spawn. You like the enlightened a little more, yeah?
As the same role?
Yeah, for like a run-up, grab something kind of thing.
Yeah, the spawn are just a little too slow. Like, they're okay. But the thing is, so here's the thing. The enlightened are much better because they also, no, that's not true either. They're just faster. They have fly. They're faster and they have fly. The spawn, it's like always, even before when you could engage on all fronts with the spawn, which by the way you can't now, but you can do with enlightened. You can engage on fronts. It was like you're putting them right at the very edge, and like hopefully you go first because if you don't, then they're gonna get killed anyways, or you're like not putting them far enough. So I don't hate them, but I think for a few more points, the enlightened are gonna do more for you. Unless, of course, the one good thing that spawn are good at, like as a screening unit. That one in the very back, it's 25 points. Just
I was gonna say, do you like them as like
shoot.
this thing that's like running up behind and like going in and tagging something?
That's what I like them for.
For Terminators.
If you're gonna get in there and
just
get
like
and they can put out output. So it's for that more than the enlightened.
But what about the ratio?
So this is characters.
I mean, it's characters, rubric, Terminator, spawn.
So in a 2,000 point army, I'll tell you, I'm looking for 3 big casters, maybe 1 supplemental.
So that's 4. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Rubrics and Terminators. Terminators generally 1 or 2 bricks, not more.
Is that 10 or 5-man squads?
At least 1 10. The other, a 10 for sure, and then a 5 or another 10, frankly.
Okay.
For strats and synergies and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you could just go with 1 10, but if you're going to take at least 1, and there's that. So it's like a 1 to 2 kind of thing. The rubrics are, I would say, I would do like a 2/3 in your troop slot. 2/3 of them are going to be rubrics, and 1/3 are going to be Zangors. Mm-hmm. So a little bit of tradie. And then the spawn, just a teeny tiny little sprinkling, like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Separate squads.
Utility. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. I like it. I'll just say be careful with Terminators. I think 1, if you take 2, be careful how you expose the second one. You only have strats on 1 of them, right? You have to make a decision.
Depending on your cult, though, they can do this. Right? Duplicity can just hang back and pop in.
Yeah.
Famously, they
Put 1 in Deep Strike.
Well, yeah. Well, what it used to be is you'd run 1 duplicity and 1 time.
Yeah.
And so you had different kinds of buffs that work on both. But of course, since you can't do that anymore, I'm a little out of touch with what people are running for Thousand Suns, but my thought was that probably one of those bricks goes away because you can't keep both of them with all the buffs, just like you're saying. So it's probably one brick at this point for exactly that reason.
That's what you're saying. Maybe do a 10 and a 5 or something. Or
Like
just
5 is
one?
still value
Yeah.
without requiring all of the buffs and not being liability.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Guys, I think we did it.
Wow. This was a good talk. You guys
Yeah.
had
Good,
good questions. Thank you so much.
I like it.
And of course, stuff's coming up soon.
Stuff is coming up
There's always
soon.
stuff in the future here. Look, Saturday we're back at it. I'm playing the Nids with another Hive fleet. Of course, we're trying not to double up in this first week as we just try new things. I'm playing against Bridger and the newly nerfed Custodes. So be there to support our friend.
He's gonna be all in black, just like
Yeah,
really down on
he's-
his luck.
On the
No,
other hand,
no, he's not.
this
He's
is where
gonna-
Bridger thrives.
Right. He's going to come and be like, no, I thought about it. Custodes got stronger.
Yeah, exactly. All
Hot
infantry.
take.
I told you it was all about Solar Watch the whole time. So that's going to be Saturday. It's going to be a ton of fun. And then, of course, as we mentioned, do consider becoming a member because next Tuesday we're going to debut Andrew's Night Lord's army that we're borrowing right now. We're for sure playing them, and we're going to have the members vote on what data slate changed army they want to see be played on Tuesday.
Yep.
And of course, the rest of the week, I'm sure we'll be focusing on data slate changed armies and playing them throughout. So do join us for that.
Andrew, speaking of Andrew, different Andrew.
Thank you, different Andrew.
Andrew Thousand Sons suggests his is 4, 15, 25. So
4
he's,
characters.
He's going with which is what you said, Adrian.
Brick.
3 squads of 5, probably rubrics, and then 2, then double brick. But you're saying not the biggest fan of double brick.
I'm wary of it post the Knockmoon mission changes.
Yeah.
Haven't really kept up to date with them since. But yeah, that sounds like we're in the same ballpark, Andrew, honestly.
It's cool.
You can get a lot of rubrics for losing a brick though,
You can get some Zangors.
or some Zangors,
You know what I'm saying? Get some trade
or a
right there.
Mulix
They're
Vortex
so
Beast.
good now. The thing of Terminator is so good. You just have to be careful with them. You can like deep strike one and try like a charge or like distraction them. You can just push up with one. You gotta play them at different times. You can't expose
I
them
know
both.
this army has like this list of things that you really have to take that are super cool, which is pretty much what he's talking about. Maybe minus the spawn,
Yeah.
and then like immediately under it, another list of things that are just really cool.
I know.
Maybe not bad, but just not quite like
Yes.
like the Vortex Beast. I
Yeah.
mean, honestly, a Hellbrute.
Hellbrute,
is
the Forge
cool.
Fiends.
Like it's
Yeah.
just like
Yeah, the
no loss
Hellbrutes.
of like everything is either like must have or really really want badly to have.
I know.
There's
Yeah.
nothing where you're like I don't really want to run them.
If you could play 3 or 4K with Thousand Suns, it'd be great.
Yeah.
I think if that ever happens in the meta, you'll be ready for
Yeah,
it.
if Thousand Suns are allowed to take 3 or 4K.
No, if everyone played it, they'd be happy.
Yeah.
I guess you probably just take more of the top tier again. Anyways, with that having been said, thank you so much for joining us. We'll catch you next time on the Tabletop. Bye.
Bye.